So yeah, hey lads, ladies. Sorry I haven't done a video for a while. My mental health ain't been the best. And it's mad that that's the case, because a lad asked me to do a video on PTSD. I'd say nearly a week ago, 5-6 days ago, and I feel like I've let him down a little bit, because I said yeah, I'll either do it today or tomorrow. But that's the thing with PTSD. There's days when you don't feel like doing much, and I've got a couple of things going on in my personal life. Not personal life. My personal life couldn't be better really right now, apart from my mental health. I mean, more so my living arrangements. But I'm not going to go into details about that. Lads asked me to do a video on. The dog just wants to play while I'm doing the video. But yeah, this lad asked me to do a video on PTSD, so it's only right that I hope you can all hear me, because I've just got some new equipment and it's the first time I'm using it. But anyway, yeah, this lad asked me to do a video on PTSD. So I guess where to start is how I got PTSD. I've suffered with mental health all my life. I always thought I had anxiety when I was like before the main event happened, which we'll get onto in a minute. But after it happened, I realised that it wasn't anxiety. Well, it was anxiety. I can't say that, but it was nothing like the anxiety I feel these days. But yeah, anyway, so again, I'm not going to go into too much details, but long story short is, how do I put this? Obviously, we all know what I used to do. I used to be a drug dealer. I used to be a criminal. Someone owed me some money, quite a large amount of money. He blocked me on everything. Wouldn't get in touch with me. My little sister seen his baby mum down the school one day. I had a little word with her. I say a little word. My little sister is a hot. Well, she still is a hothead, but she's a family girl now. She does really well. Calm down. She's been locked up herself years ago, but that's another story. She's had a word with this girl down the school. I don't know exactly what happened, but then the guys finally got in touch with me. Wow, you think your sister can go mad at my baby mum, this and that, I'm coming to your sister's, this and that. So obviously I'm not going to let that happen. So let's just cut a long story short, because it's not about what happened to us. I think I've briefly touched on the samurai attack before. But if you want to see the after images, you can Google Stourbridge Road samurai attack. But yeah, long story short, Geezer knew he couldn't do nothing to me on his own. He's bought his little firm, and one of the firm, again, can't really name him. I wouldn't name him anyway. It's come down. I've got to my little sisters a little bit before her. I've had a phone call off this lad who heard me the door. He's like, tell your little sister to come outside. And I'm like, I'm going to do that. Do you get me? So I've gone out looking around. I can't see nothing. Can't see anything. But I clocked a white Vauxhall Mocha down the road on the Chinese. I thought nothing of it. It's just a car on the Chinese. But it happened to be that was the car. I presume they was trying to suss out who was in the house. I don't know. Gone back in the yard. I put my chopper on the stairs. 2-2's now about not even 2 minutes later. Bam, the front window's come through. But on my little sister's house, it's a bit mad. The front window, you'd expect to be the living room. It's not. It's just a little toilet window. And then the door's next to it. There's no main front window, only upstairs, and then, do you know what I mean? It was a bit of a mad layout house. She don't live there now anyway. She moved after this happened. Obviously, I'm trying to look through the window, but I don't want to get too close because I don't know what's going to come through at me. So I said to my brother-in-law, I said, you ready? I've grabbed my chopper off the stairs. He's picked up a cricket bat. I've opened the door. Now, here's where it gets a little bit... I feel my anxiety going now. Here's where it gets a little bit like, I can't remember exactly, but I'm going to tell you exactly what my mind was saying to me and what I remember, what I don't remember. But as I've opened the door, as I've unlocked the door, I've jumped out with my chopper. There's nobody around, but then I've looked to my right. Now the geezer had been stood, say the door opens like that, I've stepped out, the geezer was stood there, chopper already raised in his hand. Now this is what my mind told me, which is mad. Now we all know what a samurai handle looks like, a little bit like snakeskin. In my mind was telling me, danger, get away, snake. which is crazy. I'm just telling you what I felt, what I remember. Can't really remember the chopping. It didn't hurt. Everyone asked me, did it hurt? And I'm not trying to give it the big one. It didn't hurt. Your adrenaline covers all that. Anyway, my brother-in-law, I say to this day, saved my life. He's got, I don't know how he's managed. Watching the guy who owed me the dough was at the end of the garden shitting himself, little Wally. But it was only the one geese who really did anything. But my brother-in-law's chased him off with a cricket bat. Or he'd finished already. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Because he only had a cricket bat. But chased him down the garden. They've all jumped in the car. My brother-in-law's only a little wall about that high. Brother-in-law's jumped over it. They've ran him over. I've seen him get sucked under the car. Now, if I'm being genuinely honest, I think that's what gives me that's where my PTSD comes from the most. Now, I've stood up by this point, yeah, and I've said to mum, because one of my baby mums was there with my newborn baby. I've said, because I've looked at my arm, there's a big scar on my arm there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the camera, but it's like there. Goes round half my arm. I've said to the baby mum, yo, pass us a blanket, wrap my arm up. I was wanted at the time for recall, so instead of waiting around for ambulance, I've jumped in my whip, driv off. My brother-in-law's on the pavement, fucked, like, he couldn't move, like. Then all I remember is going to fall asleep behind the wheel. But I went to my boy's house and everyone asked me, why did you go there? Now this lad, again, I'm not going to mention his name, he knows who he is. He's done a lot for me in the past, he's always been there, he's a good mate. So I believe I just seen that as a place of safety. Anyway, I've got there, he's had to phone an ambulance because I'm dying, basically. Do you know what I mean? The ambulance has arrived. I say long story short, but it's not something you can completely turn into something short. But the police have come and arrested me for attempt murder on Luke, and arrested Luke for attempt murder on me, which was crazy. I've ended up going mad. I'm bleeding to death in the back of the ambulance by this point. The copper CS sprayed me, CS gassed me. While I'm bleeding to death on the bed, the copper CS gassed me. Now, I can't remember much apart from the ambulance money was bang on, and I seen him months later. I was walking into Russell's Hall, he shouted me. And I took a picture with him, which is on my Instagram. All the way to the hospital, I just remember water on my face, and he must have been rinsing the CS spray out my eyes and that. Anyway, I've got to the hospital. One of the last things I can remember, not the last, but one of the last, is kicking off saying I want a fag. If you don't give me a fag, I'm going to discharge myself, this and that, rare. I've gone outside. When I've come back in, I must have collapsed from loss of blood. They've took me into resus or whatever it's called. Doing whatever they're doing. I remember the nurse or doctor saying to my little sister, because Luke was in the next cubicle to me, hold your brother's leg down. I need to get this thing into him, to get blood into him, or he's gonna die. Then I must have passed out again, and then I've woke up as I'm going into theatre as they're putting me to sleep. And I remember getting really upset, like squeezing the nurse's hand, and she says, don't worry, you're gonna be alright. I said, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. Now, my PT, I've done a lot of work with mental health worker. Now, before all this happened, a lot happened between, like, certain, I'm not going to go into details, but a lot happened in my life, right? Now, my mental health worker thinks my PTSD, it came from that, but not just that. Like, there was a couple of years, a year beforehand, year and a half beforehand, where a lot of shit was going wrong for me, a lot of falling out and whatnot. And it all just combined together to create the PTSD for me. But anyway, let's get into PTSD. So, straight from the hospital, I was arrested. I was recalled to prison for 28 days for, I can't even remember what it was for. I think I was recalled, not for further offences, just a recall, a 28-day lie down. But I've spattered a copper in the hospital. So now you bear in mind, I was in hospital for about 2 weeks, yeah. They didn't let anybody, so I've had this traumatic event happen to me, and they haven't let one of my family members come and sit with me, come and chill with me, whatever. So I believe that is partially where, again, my PTSD come from. If you want a traumatic event, you just want to hug off your mum or your missus or just whoever, you get me? I didn't see anybody in them 2 weeks. Then I've gone straight to prison, where they stop your meds, so I was on no meds for anxiety or nothing like that. Came out, and like it hit me as soon as the judges said, because obviously my 28-day lie down finished, but then I was remanded for spitting at this fed in the hospital. The judges give me tag and whatnot, right? And I remember sitting in the court cells, and it was the first time I experienced the PTSD. Started feeling really panicked because in jail, like I'm nice in jail. I know everybody. Like no one can't touch me. No one can't really fuck me on road. I'm not giving it the big end. I've just lived that life. I don't want that life no more. That's all behind me now. I don't want to be that guy. But like I have it nice in jail. But like on road, man, I got weapons. Look, I got chopped up. It can happen to anybody. And I had a chopper that day, but I still got chopped up. But anyway, come away from the equipment, boy. Anyway, I was sat in my court cell, and I just remember feeling really panicked. Like, let me explain a panic attack to you. You can be chilling, doing just normal stuff, watching telly, just anything, and all of a sudden, a feeling of dread washes over you. This is the only way I can. This is what happens to me. Everyone else may be different. A feeling of dread washes over you. Like, then you realise, oh, I can't take a deep breath. Why is that? Oh, there's something wrong with my lung. Oh, am I having a heart attack? Oh, I'm getting chest pains. Like, and you convince yourself more and more, and it just progresses. Oh, I'm gonna die. This and that. But that's a panic attack. It is the most horrible feeling I can ever explain. Now, you imagine when I've just done my 4 years in jail with no meds. This is what I think's made my PTSD worse, as well. You're locked in a cell. That at least on road, that feeling comes over to me. I can dial 999, or I can go outside, get some fresh air. In jail, you're locked in a room, like a square box. Can you hear him snoring? Stop now. And now he starts again. You're locked in a box where you press the cell bell, but sometimes it can take them the screws half an hour to come and answer it. That makes your panic attack worse. Because you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, like if I'm dying, what, do you know what I mean? And it's horrible, it's horrific. I mean, now since I've been out, I've been put back on the meds that I need. And I'll be honest with you, my PTSD, all my mental health is quite stable at the moment. Like, I remember standing on my balcony the other day, smoking a fag, thinking to myself, I haven't felt this free for 5 years because I was on the run for 6 months. Then I did 4 years, 1 month. I got 8 do 4, but I got some extra days. So I did 4 years, 1 month. Then I came out, I was in the hostel for 4 months. So for about 5 years, I haven't been free at all. I've had some kind of control. I've still got some kind of control over me. Probation, can do piss tests. I have to see them once a week. I have to engage with this, engage with that. But I just remember standing there thinking to myself, I've never felt this free. And I haven't been this happy for 15 years. Now, my PTSD is still there, and I think it's going to be there for the rest of my life. But it's like anything, you have good days and bad days. Like my bad days, I just want to seal off. I don't want to see anybody. My missus, I like seeing my missus. She cheers me up. It's nice. You've got to have somebody. Do you know what I mean? But there's even days there where like I don't have to force myself to see. I love her to bits, but like it's like maybe I just want to get under my duvet and hide from the world rather than see anybody. But then I think, oh, she's gonna come out, she's gonna make me happy, this and that, blah blah blah. But PTSD is something. It's a daily battle. Now, just when I got out after the 28-day lie down, between that and getting my 8 years, so I got out in. This happened Valentine's Day, February the 14th or 15th. I can't remember. I think it was the 14th. Or the morning of the 15th, I can't remember, but then I was out until August the 17th. That was the hardest time between. No, I got locked up. Didn't I record 28 days from February the 15th? So, well, after 2 weeks after that, from the being in hospital, and I was in jail for 29 days. So that takes us to about the end of March. So from the end of March to the beginning of August. Was horrible. I wasn't myself. I had zero sex drive. I didn't want to be around groups of people. I feel my anxiety now just talking about it. I didn't want to be around groups of people. I'm not a guy who's scared of much. Again, I'm not giving it the big, and I'm just not that guy. I've got antisocial personality disorder, which one of the traits of that is that you're not afraid of situations. You'll put yourself in dangerous situations So I'm not really a guy who's afraid of much. I was terrified of everything. I was also drinking a lot, sniffing a lot, living a bit of a mad lifestyle. Sniff can make you lurky anyway. So let me tell you how a session had. I was selling sniff back then as well. So let me tell you how a session would end. A session would end where I've been out all night in town, gone back to mine, loads of people back to mine that I don't know because I'm in the sales. Once I've had too much sniff, I'd just go proper lurky, thinking, oh, they're planning it, they're plotting against me. They know that Shaz, do you know what I mean? They're going to get in touch with him. They're going to tell him where I am. They're going to tell him my address. And they'd all get kicked out. I had a stab vest by this point. I'd bought myself a stab vest. I'd have my stab vest on, my machete in my hand, and I'd be sat on a chair by my foot, looking at my front door for hours, sweat dripping out of me, heart pounding out my chest. Some certain bird I was seeing at the time mopping my head full of sweat, trying to calm me down, but nothing would calm me down. And I'd just sit there until, like, thinking to myself, they're gonna come through the door any minute. It was a horrible time in my life. I wasn't myself. I'm still not the person I was to this day. Like, there's times where I haven't had my meds and, like, I get really anxious about things. Like, I don't know, take for instance the other day, I'm in my own home, the doors are all locked, nobody's in my house, and it's been years since it all happened. But I'm trying to come down on my meds as well because it's affecting certain aspects of my relationship. Certain meds prevent it, like, lower your sex drive as well, so I'm trying to reduce my meds a little bit as well. And I'm walking around the house. I've just had a shower, I think, which is upstairs. And I don't know, like, I can't really explain it. Like, I was a little bit like, could somebody be in my house? God, just anxiety. You always think the worst of every situation. So whatever situation you're put in, you think the worst of it. You could be sat in a room full of your mates. You think they're plotting on you, or that, you know, there's certain mates. Look at him destroying the equipment. Stop it, boy. There's certain mates I trust with my life. Do you know what I mean? I can count me on less than one hand. I'm not going to name them. I don't know if they'd want to be named. But there's two especially who helped me. They've helped me so much, thick and thin. There's another one, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on with us at the moment. But you need people like that around you, because when you feel like the day I moved in here, right, my PTSD was bad. Like, you've got to understand. Like I said, for the first time in 5 years, I was on my own. I was in my own place. And I remember phoning my pal. I said to him, mate, can you come and get me? I says, I need to do something. I need to get out. He goes, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. I said, just come and get me. He's come and got me. He said, what do you want to do, mate? He goes, do you want to go pub? I said, yeah, but take me to a quiet pub, a little old man's pub somewhere. And he took me to this little, there was probably like 5 people in the whole pub. You could tell probably in the week it was a busy pub because it had big screens, so it must be like a sports bar or something. And bear in mind, it's not late because I have to be in by 10 o'clock, but I just couldn't be sat on my own. And another thing I can't stand now, I don't know if it's because for the last 5 years I've been around, my life was noisy before I went to jail, then jail's never quiet. Wake up in the middle of the night, it's never quiet. I cannot stand silence. I don't know why, it's just something about it, I cannot stand silence. So yeah, living with PTSD, it's a daily battle. Do you know what I mean? You gotta take every day as it comes. Like, you might wake up and that day is a really good day. You don't have no problems. And I'll be honest with you, if you're medicated properly for it, most days are like that. But, well, I say they are, but you'll have very minor anxiety, like I used to have when I thought I had anxiety. Very minor anxiety. But like I said, I'm coming down on my meds a little bit at the moment, so he's playing little tricks with my mind and whatnot. But listen, to the lad, again, I'm not going to say the lad's name who's asked me to do this video. I don't know if you'd want to. So if you put in the comments and you ask me to do a video about something, if you want me to shout you out, if you want me to say who you are, tell me that. If not, I'm not going to, because that's your prerogative. But I'm glad that this guy asked me to do this video. I hope I've covered everything that you wanted me to cover. If I haven't, let me know and I'll do another video. I do intend to upload more these days, but like I said, like some days I don't want to fight. I don't go out. I don't want to sit here in front of however many viewers. But listen, don't forget to like and subscribe to my videos and my channel, because my end goal here is to reach out to youths who are me 20 years ago, and I want to try and help them. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I want to try and help them not make the mistakes that I've made. I've made a shitload of mistakes in my life. Now, a lot of people say to me, "Would you change anything?" And I can't. Like, I'll say no, but to be honest, I can't really answer that question, because it's made me the man I am today. Now, there's a lot I like about myself. There's stuff I don't like about myself that I'm working on at the moment, trying to make better. Do you know what I mean? So it's an answer that I don't know. I can't 100% answer honestly. But like I said, please try and get the word out there, because, and if there's any youths out there who need to chat, ask me to do a video on a subject. Do you know what I mean? And I'll do it. And I'll be totally honest with you. There's no, a lot of all my mates say, "Oh, tap no filters." There's no filters with him. He just says it how it is, and that's how you should be in life. Do you know what I mean? All this snaky, two-faced, can't stand it. Don't bring that round me. So if there's anything you want to know about my life, in prison, out of prison, anything at all, comment, ask me. I'll do a video on it. Please subscribe to my channel, and please get the word out there. Original underscore NO1 underscore life change. Original #1 life change. I'm changing my life, but I want to change a lot of other lives. My end goal is to be in schools doing talks to the assembly about my life. At another end, got everyone says to me, "You should write a book," because I've had loads of stuff happen to me. Got chopped up, been stabbed, been shot at, been battered with bats, this, that, the other, done this, done that, that. My life has been crazy, but I've got to make something of myself first, and this is what I'm trying to do here. So I beg of you, please subscribe to my channel, please like my videos, and please comment, and I will answer. I answer every comment, trust me. But to anyone who does comment, love for all the support, love for all the comments, all my subscribers, I love you all. Really appreciate you trying to get my name out there. But for now, I love you all and leaves you. And yeah, man, love.